to our online tutorial. My name is Sunday, and today I'll be taking you on computer science. In computer science today, we'll be looking at the topic, the computer system. Alright? So before we go into saying what the computer system is, let us divide this into two, the computer and the system, and know what they are separately before we come back to bring them together, okay? Now, we want to look at what the computer is. The computer is any programmable device that can accept data, process it, and then give us accurate result, which we can refer to as information. Alright? So any device that is programmable and can accept data, process it, and give us an accurate result or information, we can refer to such as computer. Now, before we go into knowing what the system is, let's look at some of the things, the words I have picked out from the definition we just gave. I have programmable, data, and information. Please remember, if you have some more words you do not understand in the definition, please do feel free to ask your question in the comment section below. We will answer all your questions and ensure that you understand every bit of the class, alright? So now, we say the word programmable. We say it is programmable when it can receive instruction that makes it function the way it does. Alright, taking for instance the handset you have in your hand. The handset can be referred to as a programmable device. Why? Because it has a set of instruction in it that helps it to perform the various tasks that you are using them to perform. Alright, so that is why computer can be considered as programmable device. Now we want to look at the word data. Data are raw facts which we still need to process before they become meaningful. Data do not convey meaning per se until they have been processed and given meaning, alright? Now when we have processed data, it changes from being data to what we will now call information. It's just like okay, let's take popcorn for instance now, alright? Popcorn does not exist naturally on its own. It's coming from corn, alright? So you take the raw corn and then you fry it to turn it from just normal corn to what we will now call popcorn, and then we begin to eat. So data, we take it into the computer process and turn it into what we call information. And this information now can convey meaning. So we communicate using this information, alright? So I hope you understand the difference between data and information. But please remember, anything you do not understand, feel free to ask and we will provide you with answers to ensure you understand everything. Okay, so let's go on. Now we want to look at what system is. In our definition here we say that a system is a set or group of related things which work together to achieve common goal. Alright? That is to tell you that different parts of the thing join them together and then they perform whatsoever task you want them to perform. For instance, the human body, we can take it as a good example of a system. The hands are there, the head is there, your legs, and every of this part of your body form your body system, and you need all of them to work together before you can achieve certain goals, alright? So that is what the word system means. Now that we know what a system is and what a computer is, let's take a look at what the computer system itself is then. We say it is a set of computer components which work together to perform various tasks. There are countless things that we can do using the computer, alright? So a computer system is the coming together of different parts of computer which we join them together using what we refer to as data cable. And then when we join them together, they become what we call system, and we can use the system to now perform whatever task that it is capable of performing. Alright? So having understood that, let us proceed into the next part, which shows us how a system looks. Alright, so this is a picture, and this picture is showing us the monitor, the system unit, the keyboard, the mouse, and of course the speakers, the printer. These are all different parts of the computer that we can connect together using data cable. You can see cables running from one place to the other, especially all towards the system unit. All right. So all these come together to form what we call the system. However, it is important to know that some of those components, some of those devices are not as important as the other, in as much as they are all important anyway. All right. So let's look at that. To be able to use the computer, the most important things you need are the monitor, the system unit, the keyboard, and then the mouse. If you have these four things, you can be able to use the system, to key in data into the system, process it, and then generate an output, of course, by displaying the result of what you have processed on the computer screen. But now the need to bring in some other computer peripherals come when you have some other special task you want to perform. Maybe you want to have hard copy of the information that you now have on your monitor. Then you can bring in your computer printer, which will help you to generate the hard copy of it. And maybe you will have a hard copy of information that you want to send into the computer or digitalize. All right. You can then think of bringing in something like the computer scanner, which will help you to do that and all of that. So this is a good example of computer system, all right? So let's move on to the next item. Now the next thing is understanding the computer components. The components of the computer. What is computer really composed of? Computer is composed of several things. However, all these things can be grouped into just three. And let's take a look at the three main components of the computer. They are the hardware, the software, and the humanware. These are the three main components of the computer. So every other thing you can think of, you can find within these three items that we have here on the board. All right? So let's take a look at the computer hardware. The computer hardware is composed of all the physical parts of the computer that we can see with our eyes and touch with our hands. So that is just a simple definition of it. Any part of the computer that you can see with your eyes and you can touch with your hands, just refer to it as a computer hardware. Examples of such we have seen in the picture we displayed earlier, right? And we have their names here still. We have the monitor, the keyboard, the mouse, the motherboard, the memory modules, the disk drive, and several of them like that, which you can see with your eyes and touch with your hands. You can refer to them as the computer hardware. Now let's look at the computer software. Like the opposite of the computer hardware, the computer software is the part of the computer that you cannot see with your eyes or touch with your hands. All right, but it's very, very vital. It's very, very important in the computer system. The computer software is just like the spirit in human being. All right, when the spirit leaves a man, the man dies. So if the software leaves the computer is left useless as well. It is like the engine in a car. If the car is beautiful, no matter how good it looks, if it does not have an engine, it cannot be able to move itself around. So that is how important the software is to the computer. All right. Now, when we talk about this computer software, many people believe that computer software can be divided just into two. And the two that is commonly known among people are system software and then the application software. However, in addition to them, we still have what we call the malicious software, and then we have the programming software. In the course of this class, we will talk about all of that, all right, at least briefly. Okay, now let's talk about the system software. The system software, we say, is a software that manages all other software in the computer system, all right? The system, software, it is the chief of all the softwares. It controls everything that happens in the computer. It manages all the other software. It is like the host. It receives all the other software. It carries all of them in it. All right? That is how important the system software is. A perfect example of the system software is what we call the operating system, popularly known as OS, the operating system. Now let's take a look at some examples of operating system that we have. Today we have operating systems such as the Windows, the Mac, and then the Linux. The Windows, the Mac, and the Linux. We are not going into details on software today, But in subsequent classes, we hope that we will be able to discuss more on computer software and you will understand them better, all right? Now, let's look at the application software on its own. The application software is designed to perform specific function. So it is a software that is designed to do what? To perform a specific set of functions in the computer. It does not do everything per se. Every application software is designed to carry out particular set of functions, which is to say that beyond that, it cannot do anything else, all right? Now, let's take a look at some examples of application software that we have. As a matter of fact, in this world today, I don't think anybody knows the number of application software that we have. We have countless of them. And I have just a very few of them to give to you here as example, like the Microsoft Word, the CorelDRAW, the Adobe Photoshop, the AutoCAD. These are all application software. And when we say they are only meant to perform specific set of functions, let's look at this. Something like Microsoft Word is good in word processing, all right? Maybe you want to type your letter, you want to write a letter to somebody, you want to draft application letter, you want to create, basically small things like that that has to do with word processing. You handle it using your Microsoft Word. But should you want to do design, maybe you want to design a logo, you want to design a banner, all those things, you cannot be able to do it very well with Microsoft Word. You will then begin to need things like your CorelDRAW and so on. So they are specially meant to do special things. All right, I hope you understand that. And please, if you do not understand anything, feel free to ask your questions and we'll get back to you with answers. All right, now let's move to the malicious software. Just as the name implies, when we talk about malicious software, these are actually softwares that are created by criminals. And they are basically used to, to hack into people's computer system. They affect people's computer software. Their aim could be to destroy your computer software. Maybe because they believe something important is in your computer software that they don't want you to benefit from. They use the malicious software to attack your computer and spoil it for you. Sometimes they could use the the malicious software to spy into your computer, to know what is in your computer and, steal some vital information from there. All right, and examples of such software that could be used for this malicious, mission could be rootkits, viruses, keyloggers, Trojan ones. These are all examples of malicious software that people are using today. All right. Let's go further to know what the programming software is. Just as the name implies to, when we talk about the programming software, we are referring to all the softwares that are used by computer programmers to build other computer softwares, all right? Programming softwares are very useful. They are the ones that programmers are using to design every software that we are using today. And let's take a look at some of them. Some of them are Java, JavaScript, Python, Basic, Visual Basic, Visual C++, PHP, and so on. There are very many of them, of course, that programmers are using to create other software, and they are very, very useful to us, all right? On a final note, I want us to talk about the human way. Remember when we talked about the three main components of the computer, right? And then we talked about the hardware, the software, and now the human way that we're coming to discuss now. Just as the name implies, human way refers to human beings. There is nothing so special about that. But now, what makes it important is the fact that these human beings are involved in maybe making something in the computer or producing the computer itself or using the computer. So the human were referred to the people that develop and use the computer. Okay? Examples of such could be what we have as computer professional and then the computer users. So all the people we can refer to as computer human work can be divided into the computer professional and then the computer users. So when we talk about the computer professional here, they are the people who are highly skilled, who have acquired formal education on computer. The examples are like the computer engineers, the computer analysts, the computer educators, the computer policy makers. These are all computer professionals, all right? And then we have the computer users, which could be anybody. Basically, you just get a computer and you are using it to carry out one function or the other. You are already a computer user. I hope you understand. I hope you enjoyed the lesson today, and we hope to see you again in our next video tutorial. Thank you. Please remember, ask whatever question you want to ask, especially as it concerns everything that you have heard today, and we will get back to you with their answers and ensure that you understand every bit of the class. And till then, have a wonderful day.